Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whew, we made it. It is Monday, and we got through the weekend, and we made it. My name is Tawanna Russell Craig, and I am a transformational speaker and a transformational coach. My goal is to get you to move, to get unstuck, and to get you to the next chapter in your life. If you read the title, it said Planting Seeds of Doubt. If you listened to my other video on Saturday, I talked about planting seeds of confidence. And today, I kind of wanted to do the flip side of that with planting seeds of doubt. Because there are times where we will share our dreams and aspirations with individuals. They could be our friends, they could be our family, co-workers. And those same people will come up with 1,000,001 reasons why you should not do that. It could be from your age, it could be that someone else is doing that. They'll even sometimes tell you that you're not qualified. And sometimes we listen to them. And so if you are one of those people who plant seeds of doubt, please stop. Especially if your reasoning is because of jealousy, if you don't want that person to do something, if you wanted to do it secretly and you didn't want that person to do it before you. And so you go ahead and you tell them, yeah, that's not going to work. You're too old for that. You should have done that when you were younger. Too many people are in that field already. Who's going to listen to you? Stop. Stop doing that. That's not good. And can I tell you that there are some times that we will listen to those people who are planting seeds of doubts. And when I say we, I'm part of that we. And over the weekend, I went through some things where I felt that I should be someplace else or be doing other things, and that it was some things that I felt that I should be doing. I didn't make the right decisions earlier on in my life. Why am I trying to do some things? So I try to be very transparent with you when I say things, because I have those same issues where I have doubts, and I let people get in my head to tell me that I may be too old for this, and it's time for me to settle down, and it's time for me to stop doing these things because I'm too old, right? And so I was listening to this person, and he was saying things to me, and I'm like, am I too old? Should I have started this earlier? Possibly, but I didn't, and it could be because this is the time that God knew that it would be the right time for me to do just what I'm doing right now. Because when I was older, I didn't have the confidence to do it. I've always said, for those who know me, I had very low self-esteem early on. I didn't believe in myself. So how could I say that someone was going to believe in me? Thank you, Todd, for coming on. I appreciate you. I didn't have confidence in myself. And so I wouldn't go out and try to tell someone else that, because, oh, God forbid that they asked me a question that I couldn't answer, right? Because I didn't even have the confidence to say, I don't know, let me get back to you, right? And so I doubted myself. And so, it would have been horrible back then, because I never would have accomplished anything. But now when people plant those seeds of doubt, if it hits me and for a second, I may believe what they're saying, I wake up. And then I realize that they have their own reasons for telling me not to do certain things. And I know that if I believe that God has placed me here for a reason, that He is going to be able to help me get to my destination and to do the things that I am supposed to do. And so when you have those people in your ear planting those seeds of doubt, ignore them. If you know that you know that you know that you know that this is the path that you're supposed to be on, ignore them. Ignore them. I said something to my friend, my good girlfriend Jean, about something that I was feeling. And she was saying, "You're good. You're good. Don't allow someone to say that you are not." You know, she encouraged me. That gets me back to those, having that circle of friends, having that tribe. And she let me know that I was good. And then I realized that there are some people who do not have half of what I have. I may not be where I want to be, but it's not going to stop me from trying to get to where I need to be and want to be. And so I'm glad that I was able to express how I felt to her. And then she was able to encourage me. Because if I tell you that I was that person, that I would not tell people how I felt. I let them form their opinions of who they thought that I was. Because at a time in my life, I wanted people to feel like I had everything under control. Because I didn't know how they were going to talk about me or what they were going to think about me. And so I wouldn't share my doubts. I wouldn't share my feelings. I was always, yeah, everything is good. You know, people ask you how you're doing and you go, "I'm good. I'm okay. I'm great." And deep down inside it, in your soul, you know that you're not. And so some of those things is because I doubted myself. I was planting seeds of doubt within myself. So not only can other people plant those seeds, you can plant those seeds yourself. So I want to encourage you today that whatever your dreams, aspirations, or goals are, go for it. Research it. Find people in that field. Look at podcasts. I am a person that if I admire someone, a public speaker, I'm going to listen to their podcast. I am going to listen to how they, watch them and see how they move, how they interview their guests, how they interact with their audience, because that's me studying. That's me honing in on trying to get to that next level for me, because I won't say that I have all the answers, but I am going to try my best to figure out how to get to the next level, because I know that God has put me on this path for a reason. God has put me on this path for a reason. And so I am going to keep moving. I am not going to be stuck. I am going to get to my next chapter. This is me encouraging myself. This is me encouraging you. This is me telling you, do not plant seeds of doubts within yourself. This is me telling you, do not allow anyone to plant seeds of doubts in you. Because if God has given it to you, you got this. You got this. You got this. So continue to move on that path, right? Study, research, do what you have to do to get to that next level. Okay? Don't let them do it to you. They got me for a minute this weekend. And like I said, I'm so glad that I said it out loud to someone. And that person gave me some encouragement. So sometimes coaches need coaching. I've said that before. Coaches need coaching. So until the next time, have a super terrific, amazing day on purpose, because I will be watching. Because we support those who believe they could, but struggle with if they should. And baby, the transformation will be televised. I'm gonna chat with you soon. Thanks, Roz, for coming on. That's my nephew, y'all. Love you. Chat with y'all later. Bye.